Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Broom. I'm here at my clinic, Broom Chiropractic and Sports Therapy, and this will be the first of many instructional videos, educational videos for you to look at and to go back if I've given you homework at some point at a later time and review it, or just maybe something random that you stumble upon that is helpful for your particular case or situation going on. But today is a very important topic. I'm going to talk about and discuss breathing, proper breathing mechanics, and why proper breathing is vitally important for core stabilization and for decreasing stress, decreasing muscle tension, and increasing how much oxygen you get, which is always going to be a better thing for your whole body, but especially for your brain. So when starting off, the number one thing you need to know at the outset is that breathing should be primarily controlled by your diaphragm. That is a big dome-shaped muscle that sits at the bottom of your rib cage, and it attaches at the front of the rib cage. It goes around on the inside of the thoracic cavity, and it attaches at the back of the rib cage, and particularly at the junction where your middle back ends and your lower back vertebrae start. And so at that key junction area, the diaphragm muscle goes down and attaches on the front side of those vertebrae. And so the diaphragm therefore serves as the first muscle to help all of the core to stabilize whenever we do any type of meaningful movement. We want to stand up for something. We want to bend over to grab something off the ground, or we want to throw a ball or lift something over our head. All of those are meaningful movements, and we need our core to be stable. And so the diaphragm serves almost as a director of an orchestra, if you will. The director has to make sure that the wind section and the string section and the percussion section all work in harmony, or else it sounds very dissonant. And the diaphragm does a similar thing within our body to where it reacts first, and it helps to keep in check all the muscles on the front side of the core, the muscles on the side, our oblique muscles, the muscles on our lower back, and then the deep muscles that are connected right along the side of our spine. They all work as a unit together in order to give us good pressure and good core stabilization. Well, the diaphragm serves, if you will, along with the pelvic floor and those deep spinal muscles as the director, making sure everyone does their job and everything is harmonious. Most oftentimes we see that people who are not breathing properly also tend to have a lot of lower back tension or mid back tension. And part of the reason is that there's a disruption between, or an imbalance, if you will, between what muscles are doing what in the core. So now the question becomes, well, am I breathing wrong? How would I fix it? What do I need to do about it? Well, a good test you can do is land on your back. Go ahead and bend your knees up so your feet are flat. Take one hand, put it up on your upper chest. Take your other hand, put it as low as you can on your belly. And then you're going to take a deep breath in and feel with your hands what happens. Did your hand that's on your belly move up and down? Or did your hand that's up on your chest, did it move up and down? Or did you feel or notice that your shoulders kind of lifted up toward your ears? That would be the differences between a heavy chest breather or a proper belly breather or diaphragm breather. So after that simple test, if you have found that your chest rose, you can do the same test seated if you wanted to as well. If your chest is what primarily moved, then we need to address the breathing mechanics and get those to be better. And so you can take your hand that's on your belly, you can take your hands and form them into a C, and put them around your side to where you've got some fingers kind of pushing into your lower belly region, and you've got your thumbs on the back that are pushing into your lower back region, just enough to where you can feel the pressure. And you'll want to take your mind, your attention, to where you're pressing in, and just do some light breathing. It doesn't need to be a deep breath, but just casual breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. And you almost want to imagine that if I was holding a balloon here and the balloon is sitting like this and I wanted to blow air into the balloon, as the balloon fills with air and it expands, it goes down as well. And so whenever you take a breath in, you can have that same imagery that your belly, your lower back should expand a little bit as you breathe in, as you bring air into the lungs, your diaphragm moves down. And so if I exaggerated it here, my hands pushed out away as I took that good breath in. And then as I breathe out, everything kind of relaxes and comes back in. So that is what a proper breath should feel like and should look like. And that will increase the balance between all of the core muscles. And that will inadvertently decrease a lot of muscle tension that's held, whether it be in the shoulders here, in the trap muscles, or in the lower back muscles. And so a couple of good ways to practice this at home. You can practice sitting like this, which will be the easiest to do during the day. One hand on the belly, one hand on the chest, or you can go the kind of C hand along the side and practice the same breathing in and out, paying a lot of mindfulness to it. It's something that you want to practice perfectly. And then you can lay down on your back in that same position that I had with my knees bent up. You can even elevate the feet further by putting them on the wall or putting them on some stacked up pillows, ottoman, couch, something like that, to where your knees are over your hips. That's a good way to practice. It decompresses the spine really well. It puts the rib cage in a good position to be able to activate the diaphragm. So that's a good way to practice it. Or you could practice laying on your belly, maybe putting a rolled up towel or even a shoe on your lower back. And then as you breathe into your belly, you'll feel your belly expand really well into whatever you're laying on. And you may feel that object on your back kind of lift off like it's moving towards the ceiling. That's a good way to get that sensation, that feedback to your brain that you know you're doing it correctly. So those are 3 ways you can practice it. Those are some of the reasons why it's very important. It's got many other applications, but just as an introduction, this is a good place to start for how to breathe and why it is important. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be uploading regularly now videos, instructional videos like this, maybe more in-depth exercises, a lot of the homework that I prescribe regularly, and even some other just lecture style instructional things as well.